That was good stuff. Alright, sweet. So what we're doing is we are learning how to do some things, namely simplifying radicals. So someone tweeted me this mug, this little gem right here. So let's solve it. Okay, they said at Tarver, which is me, how would you solve 252p, and I'm guessing that's p to the third q over 150 simplifying radicals? Okay, here we go. So let's write down our problem first. 252. Come on, little 2. There you go. 252 p to the third q over 150. Now, I'm assuming that since it's simplifying radicals, this is probably on a square root sign. If not, this is what we're going to learn anyway. Sorry, Nicole, BVD, BVB, 23, Michael Jordan. Okay, so one of the properties of radicals is that we can attach this radical to the top and then attach it to the bottom. So we can attach the top, 252 p to the third q over radical 150, and then we can start simplifying things. Okay, so if you remember from anything I've ever said, you remember that our key numbers are 4, 9, 16, 25, and 36. Okay, you essentially want to break down any number to where it's 4 times something or 9 times something or anything like that. Okay, so let's start with, we know it's not 25. We're looking at the 252 BT dubs. So let's look and see if 16 goes into it. So we just do 252 divided by 16, and it doesn't work. It's like a decimal. It's 15 point something. It's a clean decimal, but it's a decimal, so we don't split it up. Okay, let me see if I can move this stuff, make it smaller. There we go. Okay, so I'm trying to get radical 252 p to the third q. That's got a little ring to it. 252 p to the third q. Man, that's good stuff. I know. Professional. Can you believe I've never had lessons? Just kidding. I took lessons for 20 years. Okay, so here we go. Now, we know that 25 didn't work. I didn't want to do 16 or 36. I didn't do that. Sorry. So let's try 9. 9 looks nice. So 252 divided by 9 is 28. So it does work. Okay, so essentially I'm going to take that radical 252 and I'm going to split it up. Split it up into a radical 9 and then a radical 28. What is square root of 9? All day 3. So it's busted out of jail. Busted out of radical jail. That's what's up. So radical 28. Can I split that? We know 9 doesn't because it's 27, but 4 does, doesn't it? Yeah. So you can split up to radical 4, radical 7. Am I right? I am right. Okay. What's radical 4? 2. So 3 times 2 times radical 7. 3 times 2 is 6. So we got 6 radical 7. And then we still got this little guy. Now, if you know anything from using variables, you know that you can split these up. So let's look at p to the third. You got radical p to the third. And then we can split that into p squared times p, just like we did over here on this side, but now we're doing it with variables. So p squared, or square root of p squared, it cancels out, so it's just p times radical p. And so we just mix the stuff that's allowed to hang outside of prison, so 6p, and then we mix the things that aren't, which is radical 7p, and that q is still hanging out in there. He can't get out of jail, so bring him down there too. So we've got the top part locked up. We've got 6p radical 7pq. Now let's do the bottom part, that radical 150. So we've got radical 150, and there's an easy one to know that goes into it. Ding, 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 we have a winner. So radical 25 times radical 6. Okay, radical 25 is, square root of 25 is 5. Radical 6. So we know it's all over 5 radical 6. Now you've simplified this. If you can simplify this chunk right here, do it, but it can't. Do these? No. Now, here is your problem. You cannot have a radical on the bottom of a division sign. It's rude. That's really all it is to it. It's just rude. Okay, let's change colors because we're getting crazy. I know, it's good stuff. Okay, so what do? You got to get rid of that radical by multiplying the top and bottom by whatever that radical is. Okay, now, what's radical 6 divided by radical 6? It's 1. So I'm not changing my problem because I'm just multiplying it by 1. I'm just changing what it looks like. Okay, and why do we do that? Because radical 6 times radical 6 is going to be radical 6 squared, which we know is just 6. So 5 times 6 is 30. That goes on the bottom. Now, this little guy has to mix with its own kind, which is radical 6 times radical 7pq. So we got 6p, and then we just do 6 times 7, which is ding 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 42. A ding 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 to stall. And you're almost done, because there's another step you can take. We can simplify this little fella. These are regular numbers, so they get regular simplifications. Okay, we know it goes into it, 42pq. And then 6 goes into 6 once, and it goes into 35 times. So you are absolutely done. Thank you, Nicole. That's really sweet of you. Everybody else, if you want, check out the Instagram if you want. I'm on that. And, oh, that was an awful present I just gave you. Check me out on Twitter if you want, and then there's also the Facebook. All right, and then if you could, please subscribe to this. I'd really appreciate it, and I think you look beautiful today. That's all I want to say. Bye-bye.